It's the most wonderful time of the year. No, I'm not talking about Christmas. It's award season! Many of you who watch my videos may already know that I'm an actress. I'm a member of the Actors Union, that's SAG-AFTRA, and a lot of people have heard of the Oscars that's coming up, but maybe you saw the SAG Awards, that's the Screen Actors Guild Awards, which has awards specifically for actors. And what I think is probably the best perk about being a member of the union is that around this time of year, we get sent screeners, because as a member of SAG, I get to vote on who wins these awards, so they want to be sure that you've seen the performances. So depending on the marketing budget of the film, they send out a screener like this, or give members access to a digital download, or offer free screenings for members in theaters, but that usually only works for New York or LA when you're in a larger market. So I say it's the most wonderful part of the year because I get to watch all of these incredible movies. This year we received screeners for La La Land, Moonlight, Fences, Jackie, Arrival, and Manchester by the Sea. And we also had digital downloads of Lion, Florence Foster Jenkins, and Hidden Figures. Again, it's not every film or every performance is just sent to you, but whichever it's part of their marketing strategy. I got to see a lot of films, and I love to share some of my favorites with you. We could talk about the SAG Awards and the upcoming Oscars, make some predictions maybe. One of the first ones that I watched was Arrival, and this movie is so good. I won't go into more spoilers than the trailer allows for, but if you're not familiar with anything or whatever, then spoiler alert ahead. So Arrival would be the aliens arriving, they've come to Earth, and they call upon Amy Adams, who is a language specialist, to try and communicate with them and figure out what are they doing on Earth. And while it sounds a bit sci-fi, this is going to be harder than I thought. I'm not sure I can explain why everything is so good without giving things away, but I highly recommend Arrival. It's such a beautiful story. Another one of my favorites from the screeners was La La Land, and this movie has been getting like such high critical acclaim and such big criticism. So the thing about La La Land, it seems like an you'll either love it or hate it movie. I grew up loving musicals, so Sound of Music, Grease, any Disney movie ever, that's what I loved to watch. And I think if you enjoy musicals, you'll like it a lot. Another thing to realize is exactly like Les Mis a few years ago, with this, everyone was blown away that they were singing live. The exact same thing happened with La La Land. Everything is filmed while they're singing and dancing. It's shot in the style of 1950s, 60s musicals, dances and scenes that take minutes. And if you're not familiar with filmmaking, usually it's, okay, you have this angle, this angle, this angle, you're cutting a lot and you piece it all together. Whereas this was one continuous movement and a giant crane shot to get in all the action and be moving around and doing all these different things. As well as when you see the lighting is changing, and does this throughout the whole movie, dims on other people and puts a spotlight on the person singing or whatever action is taking place. This is from Damien Chazelle, the same writer and director of Whiplash, and he's nominated for Best Director for the Oscars. And I think I've just watched so many interviews about what it took to make the film and what he was trying to accomplish from it. I agree with the people that say it's like a love letter to LA, and it's for people who have big hopes and dreams and that things might come true. I love how artistic it is, and there's a wonderful magic moment thing. I love La La Land, clearly, but would totally understand if you didn't. Oh my goodness, it's so good, was a digital download I got that was Lion. And Lion is a movie about, again, nothing more than the trailers. It's about an Indian boy who is adopted and goes back trying to find his birth parents, if you will. What I didn't realize, and this it's not a spoiler so much as just I don't know. I knew very little about this film going in, and except for that Dev Patel was in it, and he's nominated for Best Actor in a Supporting Role. That probably should have given me a clue because I thought he was the lead actor in the film, but in reality they show so much of the past that it's kind of half and half split between the past and the present. So be ready for that in the film. It's not just all him as an adult searching to get back home. But but it's still a really beautiful performance, and it's a true story. I think that's what makes it so incredible, is this actually happened, and kind of like Slumdog Millionaire, which Dev Patel got his start in, to see this reality of India, which I'm very interested in as I've been to India, and to piece together what life is like there and how this has happened. It's I don't know if I have words to describe. It's interesting and heartbreaking. The film does try to do its best, and at the end, they're working directly with charity organizations that would prevent children from going missing in India. I'll leave it at that, I guess. But it is such a great film, and yep, that's another one of my favorites that I would recommend. And my final favorite, I promise. Final favorite. There were other really good ones, but a final favorite was Hidden Figures. And this is nominated for Best Picture, and I think it should win, even though that line was very good and La La Land very artistic, and sometimes those kinds of things win. Hidden Figures was just so overall. I tell people that if they liked The Imitation Game, they'll really like Hidden Figures, because it is what happened in our history, but that we didn't learn about in school. This is about 3 women who worked at NASA and helped launch John Glenn into orbit around the Earth, and all the technical innovation that was happening at that time, the space race with the Soviet Union. They play such a huge part that for us to have never heard of these people is incredible. It's insane. That's kind of how I felt watching The Imitation Game and learning about Alan Turing and the fact that he pretty much invented the computer. He's how we use computers now, and helped win World War II. It's a huge deal. That's how I felt watching this movie and learning about these incredible women. I cried many times just at the sheer accomplishment too, because I was so young. I wasn't really at an age to be made aware that all of this was happening, but I was kind of barely old enough to remember the horrific Columbia shuttle burning up on re-entry. So to watch this unfold and know what it meant, that it actually happened in history, and the many lives that were sacrificed, just everything that has happened around space travel, but technology innovation in general, just how much goes into it. And yeah, I think it was just a big moment. I really want to see that one again. I don't have the screener of it, but that's definitely one that I would watch again and again. Hidden Figures. It's so good. Who do you think will be winning an Oscar this year? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. That will be on February 26th, which I will be in LA for. I'm very excited. Not going to the Oscars. Don't get too excited. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!